everybody. Welcome to BUILD Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about the alternate ending to The Notebook that has fans outraged, the way some fitness trainers on Instagram are tricking you, and how repetitive music being played in a business can make workers feel insane. Plus, realtor Tracy Tutor joins the table to discuss $1 Million Listing LA. Very excited. But first, singer and brand new Oscar winner Lady Gaga appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night and addressed speculation about her and Bradley Cooper's emotional performance of Shallow at Sunday's Academy Awards. Take a look.
It was such an you had such a connection with Bradley that instantly, and I guess this is a compliment, people started saying like, "Oh, they must be in love."
I mean, I think a part of everyone kind of hopes that they're, like, I don't know, do you want them to be together?
No, I don't want them to be together, but I do think they...
Everyone's like, no! I'm like, okay.
I do think they understand the energy surrounding their performance and they played into it. And like she said in the article, she was like, you were feeling the way we wanted you to feel. The song's about love. We love each other as friends. Like, we wanted you to feel that way.
Yeah. So good on her.
I think even if you, like, you know, stand them as a relationship and you want to ship them, I think there needs to be, like, a line that we don't cross or we don't start rumors and really push that narrative out, because at the end of the day, it is about, like, their work, you know? I'm more interested in talking about the craft. Like, in the same interview, Lady Gaga really explained how Bradley Cooper directed that whole performance and, like, down to like the audience lighting being amber and looking like a honeycomb. Like that was all his idea. And I loved hearing more about that process than rumors about whether or not they're like jamming their genitals.
Yeah,
like that's not
Yeah, they're
cool.
not Twilight characters. They're human beings, and they were in a movie together. Like, chill out, they're performers. I also liked what she talked about, how Bradley Cooper was very specific of how he wanted the performance. I know she, with her production staff, her team, kind of crafted that whole performance. We saw the lighting and everything. I think it's really cool. It really, actually makes me really love Lady Gaga personally. Again, I think it's a really cool interview. And also she talks about like, hey, she's been on tour with Tony Bennett for 3 years.
Yes.
Let's talk about that relationship. Hey, is Tony single? Because Lady Gaga's single now. Maybe they're fucking. Who knows?
Tony's not single. He is happily married. Okay.
Yeah. But why doesn't he get the attention that Bradley Cooper gets? He's Tony Bennett.
Yeah. She said it still works.
It's still, yeah, exactly. It still works.
You know what? She's Team Tony, and God bless her.
Yeah, Tony Bennett's an icon. And they're singing love songs and jazz songs. Come on.
Yeah.
That's the relationship I want to see.
I think like whenever you collaborate with someone, you obviously have love for them, and that's gonna show through, and especially if you're performing a love story. I mean, if you're a good performer, you're gonna actually get that to look real. So,
Right.
you know what? Let's not scare people into being like, I'm gonna do this love story and act completely platonic with you for fear of rumors in the press.
Because what would you rather them have? So they're just sitting like awkwardly in spaces
Yeah.
apart on the piano, like singing
I'm
in
on
this.
the deep end.
What? Don't touch hands. Don't touch hands.
I also think, though, that Gaga, she's not a novice when it comes to these things. She anticipated these rumors, and part of the act was definitely stirring it up. So it's not totally the audience putting this on them. She was like, we're going to get some stuff started. They know what they're doing.
She says, we did a good job. If you guys bought it, we did a good job. And also, the testament to her acting skills. I mean, that is like, you know, I'm not saying she doesn't love him as a friend and a colleague. I'm just saying, like...
No, she loves his pee-pee.
The moral of the story is that the internet is trash.
Basically.
The internet is trash.
She says it. She doesn't call it. She says in the interview, she's like a cesspool of the worst.
Yeah, it's
like,
a dumpster fire.
The toilet of the internet. It was interesting listening to her talk about how, as you mentioned, Bradley Cooper directed that stage performance at the Oscars and how she had to like relinquish control.
Yeah.
Because she's usually final say on all of her performances, and because he directed the film, because he directed the musical performances in the film, she kind of had to like lean into what he was thinking for the show.
Yeah. I love that she trusts him.
Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah. In other news, you guys, Selma Blair is opening up about her struggles with multiple sclerosis after announcing her diagnosis last October. The Cruel Intentions actress recently sat down with Good Morning America's Robin Roberts to share her story.
Let's go back. When you were first diagnosed, what initially went through your mind?
I cried. I had tears. They weren't tears of panic. They were tears of knowing I now had to give in to a body that had loss of control.
The first time I saw this interview yesterday, I cried.
Yeah. Most people do.
It's so hard to watch, and it's impressive the strength and sense of humor she's maintained throughout this diagnosis and this just process of dealing with this disease, and it's so heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah, I think it takes an incredible amount of bravery. I know there's a lot of people out there dealing with their own health issues, and I think a lot of times it's hard to even get out of bed, to get out of the house. And the fact that she's showing up and speaking out about her condition is so important. It gives visibility to MS, because I think a lot of people maybe know somebody with MS, but you don't really get to see what the disease does, and I think it's so important to understand the trials, and also for people to donate money to the MS Society, because there's tons of research going on, and I think we need this sort of awareness. I have several people in my family who are living with MS, and I think it's so important to just pour money into research, and I think she's going to help a lot in that way. So she's not only, I think, a crusader for herself, but she's a crusader for so many people, which is why this is so powerful, I think.
Yeah, I'm really, really grateful that a famous actor like Selma Blair is being so transparent with her sickness, because oftentimes, like, we are very ableist. We glorify absolute health, and I think that sickness and disabilities are a huge part of life. They're very common, they're very normal, but when people are sick, we tend to ask them to hide away and to not show themselves because honestly, you look weak. And that's the wrong message to send, because, you know, if you're 100% healthy, bless you, you're so lucky, but honestly, that's not like the go-to normal. Illness, sickness, disabilities, that is a regular part of life, and I can't wait for the point in our future when we can see that as a normal and we start building society to be as accessible for people who are not 100%.
Right.
Because we really need that to be more accepted. And right now we're seeing a lot more stories where people are coming out, sharing their illnesses, sharing their disabilities, and we're being like inspired by it, but we need to get to the point where we're more accepting of it and we're not using it for our own like boost.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, speaking of which, she talks about her like dreaming or wanting to do a fashion line with Christian Siriano.
Yeah.
It's more accessible with that's still, I think, what I like, still stylish, but still able for people with illnesses.
Comfortable.
It's comfortable, which I think is what you're saying, Shan, is like just because you have an illness doesn't mean you should be locked in a cave and never come out. And she even discusses that, like the fear of being an actress and then admitting to this. It's like, of course this is gonna hurt her career in some way or her professional career, but the inspiration she's giving people, showing them that, yes, she's a movie star who now has this illness, but she's not gonna be a victim of it, and she's gonna live, and she's gonna go to the Vanity Fair party and look beautiful and do great things, raising money for research, but also making a fashion line so people with MS or any sort of disability or whatever can still look glamorous like a movie star like Selma Blair. I think it's exceptional what she's doing.
Yeah. And I think, you know, there is potential in the future if we keep on doing all the work that we need to do for her, an actor to have MS and for them to work and have roles where the storyline doesn't revolve around them having an illness, but just show someone living with an illness, because being sick doesn't mean the end for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at Michael J. Fox, and that was really the end of his career, is when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's and he had his tremors, and he really did sort of pull back. He obviously did his philanthropic work, and he's been very vocal in that, but he stopped acting. And like you, I would love to see him in a role and have that be something that we see in media.
He did try to come back with the Michael J. Fox show on NBC. It just wasn't very good.
That's true.
But he did try. It's just the comedy wasn't quite there.
What this interview kind of like perfectly crystallized for me, and I kind of reflected on this, was just, and MS in particular, is like the tragedy of disease when you must like just surrender to your body.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that is like, you know, health is everything, and it's so easy to forget when you're healthy that you need your health so much.
Yeah.
Right.
And whenever I've encountered, or people I love have encountered disease and things like that, that's like what's the most heartbreaking part, is that you lose control. Yeah. And just her talking about that, it just really touched a note.
And I think even Sarah Michelle Gellar was talking about how Selma Blair almost seems more calm and more settled in her skin now, because she's had to relinquish that control and really just focus on being happy day to day, being healthy day to day, taking care of her son, and not trying to control all of those things that we all try to control every day. Because you can't.
And speaking of the famous people she has impact on, which we joke about Kris Jenner a lot, but Kris Jenner, who Selma Blair played in the Ryan Murphy American Crime Story, People vs. O.J. Simpson, sent her these beautiful flowers, but also gave a comment to Vanity Fair for the Selma Blair article, which is saying like she's even had impact on the way she's viewing life now, and you know we can make fun of Kris Jenner and how she controls the Kardashians and her, diabolical schemes or whatever. But I think some of them may actually have an impact on her. Who knows with Kris Jenner, who has this huge platform with the Kardashians, what she can do now to promote Selma Blair and promote research and everything. So I think it's a cool thing.
So when she filmed People vs. OJ, which is what Selma Blair was in, she just must have not been in an exacerbation.
Right. She's had discomfort and pain for a number of years, but you said exacerbation. That's when sort of the symptoms overtake your body. And that can last for months. That can last even longer. She is on a medical regimen where her doctor does predict that hopefully if things go as planned, she'll regain her strength up to 90% of where she was.
Right, which she said in the interview.
Yeah, so that is actually really hopeful. And that's something people need to know about MS. Is that it is something you can live with and treat. Research is important, but I know a lot of people living with it very full lives. So it's not a death sentence.
And another thing that said in the interview, which really made me very angry, was that she kept telling doctors that she was in pain, and they kept saying it's depression or hormones. And she felt as a woman it would be hard to admit to male doctors or men in general that I'm in pain because, if a woman shows any sign of weakness, it's like, oh, little thing. And she's saying women should not be afraid when you are in discomfort, in pain. You have to come forward, admit it, and find what's wrong.
Particularly with these autoimmune diseases. I mean, I know we all have experience with people in our lives or ourselves with autoimmune diseases. They're super mysterious. The symptoms don't always line up. So she reminds you to be an advocate for your own health because she knew something was wrong for years.
Yeah. And doctors really need to start listening to people when they say, I am feeling off, I am feeling pain. And I feel like women, and especially women of color, are just not listened to by doctors at all.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It's super frustrating.
We love Selma Blair.
Yeah.
And I think really inspired by this story. Fans of the movie The Notebook were outraged when Netflix UK streamed the Nicholas Sparks film with an alternative ending. The streaming service addressed the controversy, saying they did not edit the film themselves and that an alternate version was supplied to them. This is quite interesting and funny because I love that people just automatically assume that Netflix changed the ending of The Notebook. The power they had, but really it was just they got this alternative ending no one has seen before, which I've actually not seen The Notebook, but I read what the spoilers or whatever.
Wait, what?
I've not seen The Notebook.
Okay.
You've not seen it? You look like you would have a Notebook tramp stamp. You have not seen The Notebook.
No, you think I'm more of a sappy, I don't like those romance movies.
You don't like those Disney princess films you name by heart.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This is essentially a Disney princess film. Until the end, it's very depressing.
You are you surprise me every day.
I'm not predictable. My brand is really just covers a lot and not predictable.
You're eclectic.
I'm eclectic.
I do love how much people are masochists, though, because the ending of this movie has to be one of the most depressing endings of a movie I've ever seen in my life. And the way, I guess, in the UK version, instead of showing this couple in bed together dying, sorry, spoiler alert.
No, it's been out for 2 decades.
It just shows birds flying off into the distance, and people are like, nah, I need to see those dead people.
Yeah.
You knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, I'm assuming that who owns The Notebook? Is it who produced? I don't know, but whoever provided that film to Netflix, they knew that and they gave them
New
a
Line
ending.
Cinema, which is now Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so they
just grabbed the wrong file.
No, they didn't grab the wrong file. It's not off your desktop.
How do you know?
Some intern was like, Noteflix, no, The Notebook, The Notebook.
Yeah, some intern was like, Noteflix. I'm gonna fuck up this ending. You know what's cool, birds?
No, that'd be funny if actually the ending is really abrupt and someone on their iPhone just filming birds. Look at these birds.
Angry Birds.
Yeah, I would love that.
Someone taped over it, it's very old. Someone just taped over The Notebook ending.
But what's the point of giving a new ending? Are they trying to it's not like it's...
Well, no,
a lot of films have an alternate ending.
Yeah, but this is not the traditional ending that you anticipate selecting The Notebook on Netflix.
No, totally.
So it was a mistake, clearly, but
You think it was a mistake?
I mean, I think...
I feel like it has to be a mistake.
I'm not a big Notebook fan.
A mistake? I don't see how
Have
this
they
could
released this
possibly be a
version
mistake.
previously?
I have seen this version, I think, played on TBS or something before, where the birds just go on what happened.
This is an edited,
she agrees.
An edited version for cable television for TBS during the daytime.
So they have these other versions.
Yeah.
But a lot of films have alternate endings.
Yes.
I wish they would release them more, because I remember Get Out, hearing about that alternate ending and getting to watch it online and being like, yo, that's so much fun.
Yes, yep.
And I'm glad that...
You almost like it better,
Yeah.
But I'm glad
my God, that
that
alternate ending of Beauty and the Beast, when Gaston fucks the Beast.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Yeah, that was that.
If you haven't checked it out, you really should. Yeah. It's on YouPorn.
It's on YouPorn, yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. The Beast actually never turns back to a human man because he knows being furry is better.
I more think about. I don't know how I can follow that.
We have a furry in the audience, I think. You just got outed. Her friend's like, she's a fucking furry. Yeah. Let's link up. Yeah.
I'm more thinking about Blade Runner, which actually has like 3 different endings that change the movie 3.
Sorry, I just need to clarify that the woman who's interested in Beauty and the Beast was the same woman who was wet for Tony Bennett. That's all.
That is the same.
No kink shaming. No kink shaming.
You appreciate a good man.
Yeah.
She was a good man when she sees one.
Okay.
Anyway, I think movies do have alternative endings for various reasons that change up the plot or the meaning. Like Blade Runner, the endings drastically change. They re-released it over the years. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, you should see Blade Runner. More than The Notebook. Sorry, but
no.
Blade Runner's a masterpiece.
You haven't even. Why are you like this? Like
I don't know. Now I want to bug everyone.
You have not even seen it.
We accept you for you.
Fine, you're right. You're right.
You don't even go.
And then you're like,
I'm gonna watch it tonight. Watch it tonight. Watch it tonight. Jesus Christ.
We're gonna watch it when we go on our trip to Connecticut.
Yes.
I thought about that last night before I was like, as I was dozing off, I got so excited because I was like, we're gonna bring Heath Ledger back. I was so excited. I was like, today, they all agreed to do a seance and bring Heath Ledger back.
Allie admitted to being a witch when she was younger trying to resurrect Heath Ledger. In Connecticut, which is...
And we're gonna watch The Notebook.
And I'm so excited. I will wait to watch it. I'm sure I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, you will cry.
I cried at the end of Roma. I'm sure I'm gonna cry at the end of
You're gonna be like a bottle of wine deep being like, Allie!
He built
her name in the film, not me.
For her.
Yeah. I'm sure I will cry.
Come on.
Okay.
I think we should also talk about Star is Born release that they're gonna have some additional footage, like 12 minutes.
Right.
And what I love about this is that it's like a lot of musical scenes. So for me watching A Star is Born, I really wanted more musical and performance scenes, and it looks like they cut all of them. So 12 minutes of that is gonna be great.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's going in theaters across North America, so you guys can go catch that, which is cool. I love an extended edition. My favorite movies have extended editions, and yet those
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Cool. They're 4 hours long, and they're incredible.
Are they really
so
that long?
The extended version.
Each film is 4 hours long?
Well, they get like 50 minutes actually, but the final one's 4 hours and 20 minutes with the extended scenes, and it's the best 4 hours, 20 minutes of my life.
See, that's what I miss about DVDs, honestly, is that you really get to like dive into all that content. And
yes, you don't get that behind the scenes footage anymore.
Yeah, when you were done and you loved the movie, you would like go and like play like the game.
Yeah, you're like the bloopers, the director's
I love deleted scenes and stuff.
Some commentary occasionally.
I was someone that's watched the movie just the people talking. So this is when we well, we had a great lunch this day, and we're filming a scene, and oh look, there's a bird. Like they're just talking over the movie. You're like, whoa, I'm learning so much.
So cool.
I was a Netflix subscriber when I was younger, meaning we would get DVDs mailed to our house.
Yeah.
I remember that, and like I remember I saw some meme about this the other day online of like the beauty of when you were watching live television and you would like run to the bathroom during like commercial break, and they're like, it's back on! And then you guys would have to run back.
So exciting!
That's where I'm still old. I still watch like network TV sometimes. So I was watching the Masked Singer finale last night, and I was doing that. I was like, let me run and like brush my teeth really quick before they come back.
And then when I watch Bravo like live, I kind of have that same feeling, and it's like a giddy excitement. I don't want to miss when Lisa Rinna yells at Vanderpump. I gotta brush my teeth really quick.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was me on Tuesday.
Oh man, I can't wait. We're gonna watch some live TV during the sleepover too. Woo! In other news, a new article in Hello Giggles has shined some light on fitness trainers and the misrepresentation of Instagram bodies. Let's break it down.
Oh my God, are you serious? Those bodies aren't real.
I mean,
everybody's a freak. No. You know what? I'm really glad whenever someone brings up the conversation of calling out Instagram and how many of those bodies, and I'm not just talking about celebrities and magazine photo shoots, I'm talking like Instagram models, Instagram fitness people who specifically Photoshop their pics at the gym where they're like, you want to buy my booty lift workout? Here's a photo of me with my butt Photoshopped. And you're like, wait, what? What's the point? There's no number of squats that I'm ever going to get to that's going to give me the Photoshop butt.
Because you don't even have it.
Show me a real butt.
Yeah.
And beyond Photoshop, it's about the angles, it's about the lighting, it's about makeup. I know that if I look in the mirror and I do this and then I do this, I'll look completely different.
Yeah.
So it is just misleading in like so many different categories.
One of these fitness models was like, listen, it helps that like I have good lighting, I also get good surgery. I was like, what the, shut up! You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, then what this Hello Giggles article talked about, which I really like, it's like the ideal body changes every 10 years.
Yes.
So when you're like changing yourself for whatever reason to fit that body, like you should never be working out to try to fit whatever standard you think society wants. It should really be what makes you feel good. Yeah, and I don't know, I think it's clearly this is a problem for women. I remember when I went abroad to Florence, there were girls in my program who were photoshopping their bodies while they were like eating pizza. I'm like, girl, who are you kidding?
Yeah.
Eat that pasta and
Lean
post
in.
it. Don't edit your body in whatever way. Like, it's not why you're here in Florence.
It's hard,
You're gonna
the
get fat.
pressure, the social pressure for women, it's much different than men.
Much different. Men, fitness people, there's far less Photoshop because you just either have a six-pack or you don't.
It's
like,
easy.
just, like,
I feel like it's easier for men to get the six-pack. Growing,
I don't know.
I think
hard.
so.
It's not so easy. Okay?
Yeah, it's like not like they're just like skating by.
Yeah,
Men don't have the best lives.
No,
they
I don't
also
think
are
they have the
suffering
best
a little
lives,
bit.
but I do think
their bodies are
young men have a faster metabolism than women
That
for
is
sure.
That's true.
Everyone wishes they could eat like a 12-year-old boy during lunchtime.
This is
like,
true. And I still do, and I'm skinny and I'm fat.
I'm skinny and I'm fat.
And I'm fat. You talk about the ideal body, and it was really great because they showed like in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s. And I was reading that, and I was like, I've never fit into any of those molds, which is maybe why I don't care, because it would be like impossible for me to attain any of those, because I'm sort of like just built like me, you know what I mean? Which I think I would love for
beautiful.
more people to embrace,
Yeah.
you know? It's like I'm never gonna have like curves like that or be super
That's
skinny.
why I always love women. I love women, famous women who, like, if they're really in shape, but it's not to fit the whatever Kardashian mold that's right now. It's like I think J-Lo's someone who is just, that is what she looks like, because she works out all the time, and I admire that as like an athleticism, and she just looks great, and she's not trying to fit anyone else's.
But like J-Lo's booty is real. If you go back and watch In Living Color, when she was dancing, her ass was that big. You know what I mean? Like, and so you see the Kardashians, you're like, you're so fabricated and fake.
But we also have
sucks.
to remember that people in the entertainment industry, they're not having 9 to 5s like everyone else.
Right.
So they can afford to work out 3 hours a day with a guy who's training them, who moves their fucking leg for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, they might have better bodies, but that's literally a part of their job.
Yeah.
So obviously we're not holding ourselves
They
to
get
that
paid
standard.
to do it. I mean, fitness and nutrition are so expensive, and like just me trying to do it, and like belonging to a gym, wanting to do like a Rumble class, it is so much money I have to set aside to try to fit that, because I want to reach a certain body type or whatever, and it's just like you can't afford it. Normal people can't afford it.
Yeah, and I quickly want to go back to J-Lo, because now we kind of like glorify a big butt, but when she was coming up, people would constantly tell her that she was too fat. And when she was in Anaconda, they literally, they made her wear these khakis, and they wrapped and like tried to flatten her ass.
Yes.
That beautiful butt that, like, I mean, I'm Puerto Rican, I love butts. Butts are my life, they're my soul, they're my passion.
Yeah.
Anybody trying to change a butt to be something that it's just not is like, it's like, to me, the worst thing a human can do.
And like
it's worse than murder.
Black
War
women
crime.
have had butts forever, and it was never okay. And I remember being in dance class and I don't even have a big ass, but being in dance class as a kid, and my teacher being like, stick in your butt, and I'd be like, I can't.
Stick in my butt?
And she's like, stick in your butt, and I was like, this is literally my body.
It's
so
like
it's like,
stick in your nose.
Yeah, so I'm like, black women and women of color have been shamed for having an ass for centuries.
Yeah.
And now it's cool, and that's what's so frustrating. Like when you talk to older black women, they're like, this is okay now. Like I spent my entire youth hating my body because people were telling me this wasn't okay.
We have to accept people for the body types they have. Clothes are gonna look different on different people, and that's okay. My younger sister, I will always remember this, we went to a high school, middle school, where like they had a really strict dress code, and like shorts would just lay differently on her because she has a J-Lo booty. It is big, it's not going anywhere. And people would be like, you have to change your shorts. And like the principal would call her in and make her change her shorts, and everyone else would be fine with it. And it's like, she was fucking born that way.
That's so gross. I really hate when schools, specifically like principals and teachers, sexualize children when they're just wearing clothing. And you're like, you're naturally seeing them grow, and they're like making it something evil. They're making it bad, and they're like, it's distracting. It's like, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
The way you're looking at that human's body, especially that young person who's like trying to study.
Sixth
They're
grade.
going to school, and you're like instead focusing on their body. It's just sick.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so important that we have celebrities that are starting to speak out a little more when they are photoshopped, like the singer Marina. Her legs were photoshopped, and she called it out. And I think I've seen Kerry Washington do that when they've like lightened her skin. Like, it's important to call it out so that people can understand that it's not real.
Absolutely.
And it's also important to show when you are trying, even in a comical way. Jack Black did that video with juxtaposition to Chris Hemsworth workout, and it's so funny, but also really sweet and genuine because he's working out and he's trying, and I watch it so many times. I love it, and cause Jack Black's such a good guy, and he's working out like the Greek god.
He is all of us.
He's all of us.
His weights are like this big compared to.
You know what? He's doing it.
Yeah. And you know what? I like this because it's just like at the end of the day, he's not gonna have the same body type as Chris Hemsworth, but he doesn't need to have that body. He can be his own version of fit, and he can be healthy for his body type.
I love this video
the kick
so
at the
much.
end.
I just like how high his pants are.
Yeah. And Chris Hemsworth reposted it and supports him and loves it.
I love it.
I just really love that.
I do too.
You're two people who Chris Hemsworth clearly works all the time, gets paid to do it. His body is part of his profession, but they're both celebrating each other.
His body is his profession, okay? He's not a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
It is. I said that.
Sorry.
I don't know. Thor Ragnarok was funny.
I didn't see it.
I'll give him that.
He's good.
I'll give,
He's
yeah,
good
that
what he
was
does.
really good.
But he's not going to be, you know.
Right.
She agrees.
We agree. We all agree.
We all agree. Guys, a recent study conducted by CBC Radio 1 finds that repetitive music slowly wears away the sanity of retail and food service workers. In fact, many complain that it takes a toll on mental health as well. Let's dive on in.
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
This is very true. Have you guys ever worked retail and had to listen to the same song over and over and over again?
Yes, and I was notorious for like me and my coworkers like making our own playlists and like keeping it like switching it up and keeping it like positive and good, because sometimes like especially like at Starbucks you'll walk in and the same track is playing over and over again, and I know that's happened at this studio. We're only allowed to play certain songs, so for a while in the middle was all you would hear here.
Why did you just meet me? And we're just like,
I secretly love
that. Was our first like 2 weeks doing the show. And
2 weeks, 2 months.
It was like 2 months,
but it was every day. Before we would come on, and we'd come on just like slightly with like an eye twitch, just like middle. But speaking of Starbucks, this whole Jezebel article started because a Starbucks employee posted to Reddit that Starbucks is playing the Hamilton soundtrack nonstop.
Yes.
And Hamilton is a masterpiece. But can you imagine listening to I'm not gonna waste my shot, I'm not gonna waste my, like 1,000 times a day?
I hate listening to that
I would
soundtrack over
die. I'm surprised they didn't like just put their hand in hot coffee, just like feel something. Like that would be me at the end of the day, just like burning myself. Like this feels good compared
You hear
to
that
this.
sound? Sit at your head under it.
Make it stop.
I'm actually shocked that Starbucks and other stores are able to do this to their employees, because everyone knows the CIA is notorious for torturing anyone who they're interrogating with repeated loud music.
God. Guantanamo, that was the big thing, was they would blast heavy metal music and just like have you seen videos of that?
Yes.
It's horrific.
You know what their number one?
I would break 3 seconds in. Done. What do you want to know?
You want to know what their number one song is that they use though?
What?
It's Barney's "I Love You." Is their number one song?
Guantanamo Bay?
No, like in general, the CIA when they're torturing people, the CIA literally plays Barney's "I Love You."
It's like really nice torture.
Wait, Barney? The CIA plays that over. How do you know that?
Because it's been like it's been written about like a bunch.
Because Shannon knows everything.
Shannon is like, I cannot
Shannon
say more.
is living Ask Jeeves.
I'm very old.
I did work retail.
Ask Jeeves. Thank you for that old ass reference.
You're welcome. I worked at a place called Gordman's for like 2 years, and it's basically like Marshall's. And so I worked in the home fashions, everything from frames to toys.
You've had every job.
I've worked a lot of jobs. And they play the same songs over and over again, and it would drive me crazy. And specifically at Christmas, it is torturing.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Like what we put our retail workers through at Christmas.
Jingle, 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 jingle bells. Jingle, 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 jingle bells.
It was
Sorry,
crazy.
that was Barbra Streisand's version.
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is. No, but I think the best part that came out of having to hear these songs over and over again was I discovered Hall & Oates.
Oh.
So they would play I Can't Go For That, and I heard it every day, and I was like, oh, who is this band?
What a beautiful silver lining you found.
Yeah, so there's a silver lining.
You would have never found them otherwise.
You know, they're just this little known band
That's
that
funny.
I didn't grow up listening to.
Yeah. I mean, radio stations, even they overplay songs.
course.
They overplay them to death. I used to like love songs when I was younger and then set them as my alarm tone. And then as soon as you do that, you're like, I fucking hate this song.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you just wake up to it, and when you wake up, you want to die.
Yeah, but exactly, that happens all the time. But also when like we were in high school, middle school, in the car and whatever, and they play the top 40 station, literally it's top 10, not top 40.
Yeah,
and it's the same 10 songs, and by the end you're hating whatever that lady.
By the end, you hate Maroon 5.
You hate Maroon 5. That's why Maroon 5
I already did.
Yeah, I wasn't that hard.
Yeah.
But gyms do that too, the playlist that gets very, if you don't have your headphones in, God forbid it's a horrible day to show up to the gym, you forgot your headphones, but they play the gym songs, and sometimes just, oh my God, it's the same 5 songs over and over again. Though they have been playing Vogue a lot in Equinox, and I have been appreciating that.
Is there a song that you guys can listen to all the time?
Oh yeah, Jonas Brothers, Burning Up.
Oh.
I listen to that on repeat all the time. Burning up for you, baby. Red dress, red dress. It's so good. The Jonas Brothers are coming back. Tomorrow they're releasing new music. Jonas Brothers! They're called Jonas now, but I'm so excited, you guys. I hope you all buy their music, support them. They really need it. Kevin Jonas, he's a dad. He has 2 kids. Nick, he just got married, you know. Priyanka Chopra. Pop culture. Pop culture news. We're covering it here.
I saw that on the Stark Girls' Instagram.
Arya Stark?
No, not Arya.
Oh.
Sansa. What's her real name?
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner.
Who's married?
Sophie Turner. She's married to a Jonas brother.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think I have to go way back to like the '80s. Any sort of pop song now has a sort of hook to it that can get annoying after a while.
I can listen to.
I do Like a Prayer every, because that song like tells a story more. I'm not getting that in my head in an annoying way. I think it's hard to get on there.
You are so ridiculous with the Madonna.
I can listen to Doo Wop by Lauryn Hill.
Oh, that's
every day.
Oh my God! I mean, Lauryn Hill is.
I can listen to that song
That's a very.
I never get sick of it. Yeah.
Any song? No. Okay. Well, and now it's time for today's guest. Tracy Tutor is the first female realtor to join the cast of the Los Angeles edition of $1 Million Listing and has quickly become a fan favorite. She's one of the top agents in Beverly Hills and represents some of the most noteworthy brands of real estate. Take a look.
Landing a listing in LA, it's like the wild, wild west out here.
This is a proper movie theater. Things are gonna get a little, like, freaky.
I know.
He's lost his
Welcome to Dubai.
I've never seen anything like it.
We need to do something a little bit more interesting.
Like you in a dunk tank?
That's so stupid.
Ew. Oh my God, what have we done?
There's a cockroach!
She looks drunk.
Yeah. I thought you were making it for me.
So I want him, he's gonna kill himself.
You don't think we could just sage it and move on? Wow, what the f is that?
I have a good story for all of you tonight. Who wants to hear a good story? Are you f***ing joking?
I'm not kidding. I mean,
we're getting it.
In life. This is different.
I would just fire you right now.
I don't know what to do. I think the house was robbed.
Well, that is my best advice.
That's how I'm doing it. All right, fine.
When do I get to be happy?
I can't.
You're a pathological liar! Don't lie! Don't lie! Don't lie!
Guys!
You make so much money!
Put them all in the same room together and every time.
Here to talk about the hit show's 11th season is Tracy Tutor. Tracy, I'm so happy you're here. I'm a huge fan of the show, huge fan of Bravo.
I love that you're a fan of the show. I'm not really understanding why you haven't seen The Notebook, though.
Thank you.
I mean,
Oh, yes.
So, just so everyone's watching, this is my last show. I've just been told I've been fired for not seeing The Notebook. I know, I need to go see it, but now I'm going to watch it with my co-host. We have a sleepover.
Yes. You need to do. I mean, my dad has seen The Notebook. We walked out of it. I mean, bawled like a baby.
Yeah, it's a must-see.
And we need that ending
to
be there. Moral of the story.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's not a macho thing. It's more just I haven't set the time to watch it. I will watch it. But Tracy, I'm so happy you're here. You're in the 11th season of this show, which is incredible.
No,
this
it's like the longest running show, I think, on Bravo.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Orange County's right behind it, but when this show came out, I remember this changed Bravo forever. So what's it been like, and can you tell us anything about this new season?
Oh God, it's been a total roller coaster. I mean, being the first woman on the show was like
I'm with her right there. Yeah.
It was really, it's been really fun. The guys are a blast. They all have gigantic personalities. So in order to stand next to them, I have to speak up, right? So I've had a really good time shooting this season, and you know, there's a few exciting things to come. There's a few fights here and there, but most of the time it's me walking away with a glass of rosé saying, I can't fucking deal with it. But we're having a blast.
That's what I love about the show, that the men are hysterical, and you are like the really grounded, smart one. I mean,
I wouldn't say grounded, but
well, more than they are. But this is a really special season because you kind of embark on this new chapter in your life. You're a single mom, you're a working mom, you're very successful. What's it been like telling, you know, this side of your story?
You know, at first I was, you know, I was a little bit nervous. I mean, listen, last season was my first season, and I had been privately going through a separation, and so, you know, when we started this new season, I was, you know, a little bit of a wreck on how I was going to be perceived. But the truth is, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna be as authentic as I can, and you're either gonna like it or hate it. Either way, I'm still doing me.
I think it's incredibly inspiring for women to see that you're doing this on your own. You're so successful.
I mean, you can be a working mom and, you know, still be a great parent. And, you know, I have my ex-husband and I get along quite well. He lives down the street. He's got the girls right now. And so it's all good. And I'm having a good time doing the show and representing, you know, single women that are working and badasses.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it's important to show that it's not always easy, and it's like there are struggles there, so people don't have that pressure to be perfect all the time.
Oh yeah, and my girls aren't on the show anymore. They only did the first season with me. So like, you know, my home story, it's like me at the counter with a cup of coffee, like Tracy on Instagram again. So, you know, it's fun though.
Yeah, that authenticity is really great, and I think viewers appreciate that. What celebs can we expect to see this season?
Well, you already saw Rose McGowan, she was in the season premiere with me, which was obviously an incredibly emotional scene for both of us and very real.
Yeah. So what was that like with Rose?
She's, well, I've known her for years and she's a piece of work. I mean, she's got her own thing going on and I celebrate her for it. But, you know, she was going through a really difficult time with her battle against Harvey Weinstein and, you know, the girl was candidly out of money and needed to pay attorneys and needed to sell her house in order to do it. So not only did we sell her house, but I sold every damn thing in it to raise money for her to fight her legal battle.
Wow.
It was intense.
It's so special, this show, because Beverly Hills, you're in the thick of it. So right now, during the Me Too era, you witnessed and you were part of kind of this historic moment of our time.
Yeah, luckily I haven't ended up on any casting couches. No, I've been good. I've been really good.
You also travel to Dubai.
I do.
To visit Caroline Stansbury.
Yeah.
Caroline.
Well, by the way, she's in LA right now. Like, when are you coming back? She's so much fun. I go to Dubai because I have an opportunity to work on a massive billion-dollar sellout project that, you know, we'll find out if I get or not in the finale. But Caroline is a lot of fun, and she is going to be on the show with me. So you tune in for that one.
That's so fun.
She's a hoot.
These Bravo crossovers.
I love it.
You're bringing Caroline back to the.
Well, they were like, you know her, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
She was my favorite lady of London.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. I also know Juliet.
Oh,
also
wow.
a piece of work.
God, you're in the thick of it.
I mean, listen, you're from LA. We all went to USC. Who, you know. It's really good.
And can you share with us how you got started in real estate?
Oh my, I went to USC. I was studying theater undergrad, was going to be an actress, and sort of got out of school, was waiting tables, trying to like be the hustler chick. And then I sort of woke up one day and said, I don't really want to do this. I'm not getting paid. I don't feel valued. And so I sort of fell into real estate. And a few years into it, I realized I was making, you know, 3 times as much money as I ever thought I could.
Wow.
And I knew that was my path. I mean, for me, it was about, I could still do me. And it was like, instead of selling myself on stage, I was selling property. So it worked out.
It definitely worked out.
And now, full time, full circle, now I'm on a TV show. So it's
that's got a full circle moment.
And as you mentioned, you're the first woman to be featured on this TV show.
Yeah.
So why do you think they didn't have a woman before?
Everybody asks that question. I don't think that, I mean, Bravo wasn't looking for a woman all along. I think that, you know, it's difficult to find a group of people that work well together and have chemistry on camera. And listen, like I said, those boys have very big personalities. And so I think they needed a woman that could sort of stand next to them and hold their own. And, you know, Josh Altman and I are really good friends. And so I appeared on season 9 showing a property to a client of mine. And, you know, they approached me after and were like, you know, can we sit down and talk about it? And, you know, lo and behold.
Yeah.
Awesome. And do you think in real estate in general there is a representation problem?
Well, 60% or more of our business is dominated by women. But I still believe that we're in a place where men are still sort of running the companies. I mean, we have Barbara Corcoran and Dottie Herman sort of at the forefront, but there are 300 other companies, if not more, all primarily run by men. And particularly in Los Angeles, every single company is run by a man. So when Douglas Elliman opened their offices, and it was head by Dottie Herman, Howard Lorber, and Susan DeFranza, who ran new development, I was like, these are 2 women at the helm of an enormously successful company. I want to be a part of it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for young women who want to get into this industry?
Oh man, I mean, it's a lot of hard work, but I will tell you, there's no limit. It is completely limitless to what you can make and what you can achieve. So whether you start at 18 or 25 or 35, in 5 to 10 years, you could be making 7 figures.
Yeah.
It's just about the work.
It's amazing when we see the commissions on some of these. I'm like, and especially, like, I want to talk about LA and New York because New York is notoriously expensive, but LA, when you watch the show, is also very expensive. So what do you think is the biggest kind of like difference between the two markets?
Well, obviously, you guys are vertical, very vertical, and so, you know, LA is not. So we've got massive views, but we're looking at the ocean and some palm trees, and you guys are looking at a skyline. Square footages are, you know, houses are very easily $10 million and 12,000 square feet. So there's just more space in LA.
Yeah, and you're gonna be a part of this women's conference.
Oh yeah,
She's Unstoppable Live. Can you tell us a little about that?
It's the first female real estate brokers conference for women that is produced by women.
I love that.
And it's a badass opportunity that I'm really excited to be a part of, and that's going to be April 9th and 10th in Virginia.
Wow, awesome. Wow, Tracy, thank you so much for joining us. This
Thanks
was so
for
much fun.
having me. You guys are so fun.
Oh, stop. You can watch new episodes of $1 Million Listing Los Angeles on Bravo every Thursday at 9/8 Central. That's all from us. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same table. Bye, everyone.